Hello humans, welcome back to Michigan Farms. Today we are going to continue working in this grass field. Last time we finished up the corn harvest and then cut the grass here in this field. Today we are going to start with getting this field turned into hay, so we're going to work with the tedder, get it rowed up and either picked up with the forage wagon or get it baled, and then we're going to get some cows put in. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and get started with the tedder. So let's get it dropped down, turned on. Nope. Gotta drop it down. Get it dropped down, turned on. Here we go. So wanted to get the first cut off of this field and turned into hay so that we can get some cows on the farm. You can see that, yes, we have some windrows here. That's just how our mower cuts the grass. That's a really nice feature to have, but since we are turning this into hay here, we are going to just ted everything up. What I actually want to do is get this turned on to a worker. There they go. So that I can jump into the John Deere and grab our windrower. I would love to be able to kind of tag team the field and get it taken care of quicker. So I'm going to get over here, get attached to the windrower. There we go. And then we will get out to that grass field and hopefully make quick work of it. So I'm hoping to finish off this grass field rather quickly today. Get those cows into the field somewhere over here. And then I think what we will do is we need to prioritize cultivating and planting the fields that we just harvested. So we're going to go ahead and get this unfolded. This windrower is nowhere near the size of the tedder that the worker is using over there, so that's great. I don't think that we will catch up to them, but we're going to go ahead and get going and start to get this hay put into some windrows to make it easier to pick up. So yeah, everything seems to be going great. We're going to go ahead and start making our passes across the field to get everything rowed up. Alright, welcome back in. We are getting towards the end of the field here. You can see that our worker has completed their task up in front of us. They have finished tedding the field. And also, I noticed while doing this that our soybean field is ready to harvest. That field right in front of us is ours, and it is ready to harvest. So, definitely just add another task to the list of stuff that we need to get done. A little bit of a surprise, but a good surprise. So I'm actually going to get jumped over to the New Holland, get this folded up, just get them out of the way so that we can finish getting everything windrowed up. Yeah, look at that. Everything looks ready to go there in the soybean field. So let's get back into the windrower here and finish up our passes. I don't know if we're going to get started on that soybean field today or not, but I think that we may as well, right? I know that we've got to cultivate our fields that we've harvested and get those planted, but I feel like getting the soybeans harvested is just as important. But we'll take a peek at the calendar and see if we can even plant anything right now to figure out which one we're going to prioritize, either the harvest or cultivating and planting our two fields that we have already harvested. I don't think that right now is the time for soybeans. I think that that comes later on in the year, I think sometime in the summer, but we will have to look at that and gather all of our information before we make our decision. But for the time being, we are going to finish up this grass field here. So as you can see, the worker didn't do a great job. Probably should have done the headland for them. Got some grass left around here. That's totally fine. We can get that cleaned up later. Shouldn't cause an issue with what we are working on and what we're trying to do today. So we're going to go ahead and make this final pass here. Get everything rowed up that we have left. And that would be the field taken care of. So we will get the windrower dropped off and get the forage wagon picked up. I did decide that we are going to do it with the wagon for the time being. We will feed the cows hay when we get them, and then as our silage silo continues to produce silage, we will eventually start to do total mixed rations, but at the beginning, we are just going to do the hay here that we are producing off of this field. So let's go ahead and gather everything up here, get it neatened up into a row, and then we'll be done. So that was a much quicker job than I thought it would be, being able to use the worker there to help clear the field and help get it all tedded up. I'm hoping that this grass that we're picking up here doesn't cause any issues with the forage wagon, but we will just have to wait and see. Been trying to miss as much of it as possible, and that is the hay field done. So let's go ahead and get that folded up. Let's go ahead and get this put away, and we'll get the forage wagon, which is in the barn to our left here, picked up and get that grass field completely finished off. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this put back away best we can without making a mess or causing any crashes. Alright, there we go. Get that dropped off. Head over to the other barn and pick up the forage wagon. So I think we can just back in and get over here and get attached, and we should be good to go. All right. Here we go. So as we are at this end of the field, we're gonna get spun around. Sorry, car. We're gonna get this lowered down, turned on, and here we go. And we are picking up the hay. Awesome. So it's looking like we're gonna fill this up rather quickly, which is quite all right. I think what we're actually going to do is we'll head down here and do about 20%, and then we'll spin around and we'll clear kind of just this one half of the field, because this is the side that I would like to put the cows on. My thought is we can add kind of an access drive over here directly across from that one that's on the main side of the farm. So we are going to kind of whip back and forth here, pick up the hay that we have created off of this field, make enough of a space for us to get that cow barn placed where we want it. We'll get the cows fed, and then we will continue getting everything picked up that we can. But this is going to be great for the farm to get some animals, to have some cows, to start to produce some milk. Just another source of income. Alright, so that's 95% full. Let's swing around here. And we will get this completely full. And there we go. Alright. So, let's go ahead and jump out of the tractor, and right here is where we want to put our cows. So let's jump into the menu. Construction, animals, and we want to put in cows. So we've got a couple different options here. We've got the large one, which we actually don't even have enough money for, which holds 80. We have the small one here, which holds 45. And then we've got the other ones here, which also hold the same amount. So let's see. I think we're going to go for the large one, and I think we're actually going to grab ourselves a little bit of a loan to be able to afford this. Or you know what? Let's not take out a loan just yet. So let's go ahead and get this placed off to the side here so that we have enough room to access all sides. All right, and there we go. Let's go check out our cow barn. All right, so there is our milk. Let's check out. All right, so here's where we can get in. We'll get this opened up on both ends so that we can pull through. Just get everything opened up here. I'm guessing that's for the slurry. All right, so here we go. We are ready for some cows. So let's go ahead and jump in here, and we'll head to the animal dealer. And we will probably buy them here in the middle, rather than getting the fully matured ones. We can buy up to 45. But let's go ahead and start off with 25. Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy 25. And then they can reproduce from there. So here we go. We officially have cows on the farm. It's a great feeling. All right, let's go ahead and get back into the John Deere here and let's get these cows fed. So I've turned back on my markers as we figure out this barn here, but I'm assuming that if we just pull in here, there we go, start overloading hay. So we will see how much they take and our cows will have something to eat, which is great. All right, is it going to take the entire wagon? Nice, it is. So let's jump in here and 26,000 liters. It looks like we've got a little bit more to actually get in here. So let's go ahead and continue getting the hay picked up off the field. But it is so great to see those cows on the farm. I've been talking about them for a while if you've watched any previous episodes, so it's nice to finally actually have them on the farm like we wanted to for a while now. So we will go ahead and keep working on getting this hay picked up, go and get dropped off so that we are completely full in the cow barn. And then I think we will start to work on our soybean field over here and start that harvest. So I think we are in a really good spot. That sugar beet harvest was so great for the farm and super necessary for us to be able to afford the cows, which is great that we were able to do that without having to take out a loan or really get a smaller barn than we wanted to. I think starting with this one is great. We can always upgrade in the future or add additional barns to continue with the cows. I think we will bring on some other animals in the future, but for the time being, I think we're just going to focus on the cows. I have not really done much with cows on FS22, so I am excited to have them on the farm and kind of figure everything out that goes with them. Alright, let's get in here and get the last of what the cows want loaded into their trough. Alright, there we go. So that is the cows officially full with hay. We are eventually going to work on total mixed rations, but for the time being, we definitely wanted to at least have them have hay, which looks like it's about 20%, or rather 80% effectiveness. All right, so looks like over 18 months is when they'll start to reproduce. So slurry, straw. Ooh, we need to figure out straw. Okay. So straw, productivity. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get this filled back up, and then we will drop it off near the cow barn so that they are ready to go in the future when they need more food. All right, and that is full. So let's go and get this dropped off. We will get this put just right back here, ready for them whenever they need more. Alright, let's get switched over to the John Deere here. Our combine. We are going to pick up the header trailer and head over to that soybean field. We are going to prioritize getting that out of the ground right now. I think that we will also, as we are working in this field, start to cultivate our other fields, but wanted to get all of the harvesting done on all of the fields that were growing crops. So we have pulled up the sugar beets here, all of the corn back there. We do have, sorry son, we've got all of our canola growing over there, and then we've got our soybeans here. So we want to go ahead and get these soybeans taken care of before they wither off. Let's go ahead. I'm going to get the header trailer dropped off here in what used to be the sugar beet field. Swing around here. Get this connected. Alright. And then we are going to go ahead and start this harvest. We are going to make our way down to the end of the field here and do a couple passes on the headland so that we can use workers and they don't get confused. But here we go. We are officially harvesting our soybean field. So this is a little bit of a surprise harvest, but in the best way. Wasn't really paying much attention to this soybean field as we were working on the sugar beets and the corn and the silage and the cows, but this is a nice surprise. So we are going to make a pass here, and then we will probably head down the far side of the field, make another pass on the far end of the field on the headland again so that we can use our workers, our help, and be able to do some other things while we are also harvesting the soybeans. So this is great. It looks to be yielding okay. Can't really remember if it was completely fertilized or had lime spread on it, as this is one of the fields that was already growing when we started on the farm here. But we are going to do this side. We are going to do the far end of the headland, and then we will get this put onto a worker. Okay, we are gonna get turned around here and get this combine onto a worker so that we can start some other things around the farm. So let's go ahead and get the worker started here. We will jump out, and we are going to go ahead and get into the New Holland get this tedder dropped off over at the farm, and then we are going to get the trailer picked up so that we can work the field with the combine. So I think what we're gonna do is we will use the New Holland here to tow the trailer, and then we will use the John Deere on the cultivator to start to cultivate up the don't really know why it's not letting me. There we go. But we are going to use the John Deere to cultivate what was the sugar beet field to start to get that ready to be planted. So, since we know the New Holland could pull this trailer full of sugar beets, I am not worried about it pulling it full of soybean. So, we'll get that attached and get over to the field. And as the combine is making a pass in a way that we can get it unloaded, we will get the combine emptied. Oh, actually, it looks like they're already on their way back, which is great. So we are going to wait for them to make their way back down here, and then we will get them emptied on their next pass back down the field. And while we wait, we're going to jump back into the John Deere, and we're going to head over and grab our cultivator. Turning into a really productive day. So, let's get in here. Get connected up here. Alrighty. Got that. And we are going to get out to the sugar beet field here and start on it. So let's get this unfolded. Alright. Get it dropped down, turned on, and here we go. Start to get this field cultivated. So I am going to put this onto a worker for the time being, get over here to our New Holland and get this combine emptied. As I saw, they are already 80% full. So we will get up alongside of them here and get them emptied out. As you can see, they are quite full. As you can see, that grain tank over there almost overflowing, but we're getting it unloaded. Great to see this harvest happening. I think we are going to put this in the silo as well, because I believe that the price of this is no good in December, but we will check that when we get to the end of this pass here while the combine is unloading. Alright, so let's jump into the menu and let's go and check that. So, soybeans. Yeah, we're looking at the summer, June or July. Alright, well, we will let them keep doing their thing. Perfect timing here. We're going to take back over. Get this dropped back down, turned back on. And let's get this side cultivated here and try to take care of this headland so that as we are going back and forth between here and helping out with the soybean harvest, our AI worker doesn't get confused and leave this whole part of the field undone. So we are gonna finish this pass here, and then I think we are going to get this put onto a time lapse, and we will start working on getting this field cultivated while we are also getting the harvest of the soybean field done at the same time. Alright, welcome back in. We are making really good progress in both of the fields. We're gonna get this sent off on a worker. Let's go ahead and jump in 59%. So we're actually gonna take over for the worker here rather than having two workers working at the same time. We're just gonna have the one get spun around. We're probably about a quarter of the way done with the field here, which is great. And we're probably about the same done with the field that we are cultivating. So everything's going really well here in December for us. But what I do want to start thinking about is what we want to plant, if anything, and it looks like there's nothing to plant until February or March at the earliest, which is fine. I think we've got the canola growing, we've got some stuff to sort out with the cows. We've got to figure out their hay situation, and we've got two other massive fields to cultivate, with this one here that had soybeans in it, and then the one that had corn in it. So, although we won't be able to plant anything in the near future, we are definitely going to be quite busy here on the farm. So I think what we'll do is go ahead and finish this out here. We'll spin around, get this put back onto a worker, and then we will jump into the New Holland to get this emptied. So let's jump in here. We've got a 40% full trailer. So I don't think we're gonna get quite full here with what is in the harvester, but we will go ahead and get them unloaded as we just got the 80% full notification. So the New Holland is able to pull this trailer. It is getting a little bit heavy for it. As you saw there, it was struggling a little bit. So I think we are going to get this emptied out of the combine, and then we'll go ahead and take this over to the silo to get it unloaded from the trailer to make it a little easier on the New Holland. But we should be somewhere up in the 65% full in this trailer here once we get this emptied off, which will be great. Alright, let's go ahead and put a little bit more in the front. There we go. We will get the combine completely unloaded here and then head over to our silo. There we go, 63%. So we've got about 32,000 liters of soybeans in the trailer here. So things are looking really good here on the farm. We have finally got our cows. We've got our canola in the field right there in front of us. We got all of our grass cut and turned into hay to be able to feed those cows. We are harvesting the soybean field here, and you can see up ahead our worker is working at cultivating the field there. So staying quite busy, but making a lot of really good progress here in December. So I think after we get this trailer unloaded, oh, a little bit of a jackknife. After we get this trailer unloaded, we are going to end the episode. I think that next episode we will finish out the soybean harvest, as well as finish out the cultivating of what used to be the sugar beet field. And then we will see where we are at when we finish those two, and probably start to cultivate this cornfield over here. So let's go ahead and get into position. We want to get this backed up into position and get it unloaded and get these 32,000 liters of soybean into our silo. And there we go. Everything offloaded. So that is where we are going to end today's episode. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on our Michigan farm.